You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network.
More fire, more heat.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Tech. Giving you that grit. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Always spitting that explosive fire.
Back at you live, JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. Saturday morning college basketball. I'm waking you up this morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time, 11 to 12 on the East Coast. I got him on the line with me, my main man, Daniel Cameron, D Sports Ledger, Southern Arizona in the building. What's going on, my man?
What's up? In Las Vegas.
There you go. Also got him on the line with me, my main man, Troy West from TroyWins.com. Thank you so much, Troy. Knew I could count on you getting up this morning and locking in the grease on this college basketball Saturday. Go ahead.
Absolutely, JB just left the window, and we are ready to cash tickets all day long. This is probably the best Saturday college basketball card of the year so far.
It really is. A lot of dogs are barking. Some of the best teams, some of the stalwarts of college basketball are on the line today, and we're going to be telling you all about it. Watch these games on our friends over at Fubo TV. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Want to give a shout out to my two guys, the Ron Third Down Best Bets, and Ronnie B Las Vegas. Going to have these guys coming back tomorrow and on Super Bowl weekend for some football talk, some prop bets. Also want to give a shout out to my new NBA analyst going to be coming on tomorrow for a sneak luck, Gabe Jackson, Robert Morris College, former Euro star, Robert Morris alumni again, one of the better basketball players that I know from the East Coast, going to be locking and loading with you tomorrow. So you guys stay tuned here with me, JB the Ticket and Vegas Scoreboard Express. When we get back from this short commercial break, we're jumping into it. Hoops, people, you guys have been asking for it, and I got it. Shout out to my man Daryl Harris, D Hoops Podcast, CBS KLAS here in Las Vegas, waking you up early in the morning. Going to shake the static out of the board, so you guys keep it locked in with me. Troy West, and Daniel Cameron are going to be locking the load. Shake the static out of your pocket, and let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Tech. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease. Basketball season is heating up, so stay in the game with Fubo TV. Get the NBA, NCAA, FIBA, and more. Get 7 days free at VegasScoreboardExpress.com. Don't get cabled. Get Fubo TV.
Pine Hollow Winery is the first and only boutique winery in the Las Vegas city limits that features its own handcrafted wines. Located on the west side, just minutes from the Strip at 7018 West Charleston, Pine Hollow wines are available for tasting by the glass, bottle, or for carryout. Peach lovers, pick up a bottle of the Warm Fuzzy, which is a sweet Chardonnay-style wine made with peach and apricots. Visit PineHollowWinery.com for their events, wine menu, and hours. That's PineHollowWinery.com.
Yo. You're in the mix. World's finest, man.
You are rocking with the hottest. Put your hands up for the boss. The Mix Master is live. Get ready.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Tech. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease.
That's right, back at you live here, KSHB 107.1 FM, AM 1400. I'm the boss of the big board, JP, the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express, live, #1 sports betting show in America. Thanks to all my friends over at Good Pods, tuning in, locking and loading with us. My main man, Troy West, and Daniel Cameron on the line with me, guys. We're going to jump right into it because today is a big college basketball day. Again, you guys can check these games out over on Fubo TV. The first rotation number I wanted to get into today because this is a team that a lot of people are telling me, JB, you got to look at them. They're playing some defense. They're on the road today going up against a huge dog. Rotation number 701, the Houston Cougars. They're going bird hunting today. Number 4 versus number 8, Kansas. Rotation number 702, the Kansas Jayhawks, 17-4, trying to work towards their conference tournament in the Big 12, 11-0 at home. That's a dog that I'm telling you right now is barking to put cash in your pocket. Let's jump right into it. Troy West throwing this one at you first. The Houston Cougars, known for their defense, 19-2, number 4 in the country, 3-2 on the road, going up against an 11-0 team here in the Kansas Jayhawks. Who better to be a dog than Kansas? Talking about a team right now that is clicking on all cylinders at home. Having some trouble with the spread, though. Just a little bit of trouble with the spread. 9-11, 5-6 at home. But today, it's a +1.5 dog, and talking about it from the dog perspective, what we're focusing on today. Do you like Kansas to shock the world and take down Houston and get more points than that defense is known to give up? Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah, this is a game I've had circled for a while. This is just a Big 12 clash. Houston's new to the Big 12. This is the game that Kansas has been waiting for. And I don't think Houston has gone into a road environment that they're about to step into. That Kansas Jayhawk crowd is going to be rocking. My lean, JB, is actually on the under. 133.5 is the number I saw this morning. I'm leaning the under. I just think anytime you get 2 top 5 teams clashing, you're going to see a defensive battle. You're going to see a little bit slower offensive pace game. And these guys are going to give 110%. You don't see that all year long. When Kansas goes up against an Iowa State or an Oklahoma State, they're not giving it their all the entire game. It's just reality, right? This play's going to be rocking. It's going to be an absolute dogfight. And I lean Kansas. I lean Kansas at home. This team is outstanding at home. I don't have their exact record in front of me, but Bill Self does not lose at this place.
17-4 and 11-0 at home.
Battle.
Yep, 17-4 overall, 11-0 at home. Daniel Cameron, D Sports Ledger, chomping at the bit, ready to get into it. I'm telling you right now, if there's any dog today that I really like, I like the Kansas Jayhawks. You talk about head coaching. Bill Self has been able to do some fantastic things out in Lawrence. And when you go into their scoring capability, Kansas always seems a way to get points on the board at home. Daniel Cameron, your thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I like the Kansas money line, +100. It's going to be tough, but I have to disagree. I think if I was going to take an over-under, I would take the over.
Now, you like the over. Let's talk a little bit about that from the perspective of scoring. When you go to the Kansas Jayhawks, we look at some of their scheduling. They have been playing teams that I feel are up to par. That's why they've got the ranking. And we've seen some teams last week we talked about in the power rankings with better records or similar records that are unranked. And you go to the Kansas Jayhawks schedule in the last game versus Oklahoma State, a complete obliteration, 83-54. And now they're back at home. They've got to win by 1, lose by none. Talking about a dog that's barking. I like the Kansas Jayhawks today at home. I feel that the Houston Cougars last week when they were playing against, my goodness, I can't even think. Shout out to my main man, Lee Ernstein. We took that game. Houston was playing Texas. That's right. The Texas Longhorns took these guys to overtime. So when you talk about Houston on the road, they are getting tested late this Big 12 season. So we're telling you right now, go with the dog, the Kansas Jayhawks today, rotation number 702. These guys are going to be able to put that in your pocket, and it is the Las Vegas area code. So that's putting cash in your pocket the way you're supposed to do it. Let's jump into another dog today. Coming out west, the Utah State Aggies going up against the San Diego State Aztecs. Rotation number 667. Utah State, number 17 in the country. One of the smaller schools. That's why we're talking about them. San Diego State, they've been playing a little bit better basketball, getting into the closer of we get to the tournament season. But when you go into it from the perspective of a dog, talking about these dogs today, Troy West, what do you see here? Rotation number 667. The Utah State Aggies are +5.5 on the road, going down to San Diego. Rotation number 668. The Aztecs in the Mountain West, another matchup. Aztecs are 10-0 at home. And you talk about this being a conference matchup. Utah State 19-2, 5-2 on the road. Got some spread trouble though. 11-7 on the spread, and in their last 7, 2-4-1. Let's talk about it. Troy West.
Yeah, again, another tough game, right? 19-2, Utah State on the road. But again, this Utah State team's a great home team, not a great road team. 5.5 is a lot of points, though. I'm one that likes to buy points. I would buy this thing up to 6.5, and I think the dog's barking again. San Diego State outstanding at home. They're 16-5 overall, and there's a reason that they're favored by 5.5. Now, if this game was played in Utah, this would be a completely different spread. Utah State would probably be favored by 5.5. That's how much respect they're giving to the home teams right now, JB. But I think the dog barks. I'm not going to call for the upset overall win, but give me 5.5 points. I'll take Utah State. I think it's going to be a dog fight. 65-62 type of basketball game.
He's telling you it's going to be a close one. 5.5 is too many points. Going over to you, Daniel Cameron, talking about that total. Troy is telling you based on his scores, that's going to be way under. And when you go into it today, the total right now, 146.5, going to give you the hook, opened up at 147. What do you say, Daniel?
This is another one I think I would take the over, and I would take Utah State.
You like Utah State on the road. Now, do you like them in the points, or are you talking about taking these guys on the money line? Let's take a look. Go ahead.
Yeah, -5.
Yeah, -5.
-5, whatever they are.
They're +5. They're +5. They're +5. All right, the dog is barking. Now, when you go to
Utah State, aren't they -5?
No, Utah State right now is +5.5 dogs. Yeah, go ahead, +5.5 dogs.
I'll take a money line then.
He likes a money line. Daniel Cameron, he's up this morning. You got a lot of coffee in your cup, buddy.
Yes,
He is rolling, man. He's like, look, I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna take him over here. I'm gonna take him 5.5. I'm gonna take him by 30. Love having some fun with you guys here this morning. Again, you're rocking with JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express, #1 sports betting show in America. Got my main man Troy West from TroyWins.com and Daniel Cameron from D Sports Ledger. You can follow him on the Instagram at D Sports Ledger. Follow Troy at It's Troy West and follow me at JB the Ticket. So +190. I'm not really liking that price for Utah State today. I think you will get more value. Like you said, if you buy him up, Troy likes him 6.5, buy him up to 7 and just put a little bit of that grease on the point spread. So when we get back from this short commercial break, guys, I know we've been rocking and rolling this morning, right? Yes! Nobody does it better. Again, the VSX crew. Shout out to my main guys, Ron Third Down Best Bets, Ron Las Vegas, Ronnie B, getting you going. The Super Bowl prop bets are going to be lined up. You know, something happened over at jbtheticket.com. They're hating over at the merchant, moving too much money around on those picks. But we'll have it back up for you right before the Super Bowl. Again, go to jbtheticket.com. Still got some great offers for you. Got a few cool things. So before we take this short commercial break, I'll let you guys get some shout-outs on your companies. Troy West and then Daniel Cameron. Go ahead.
What was it?
Yeah, Troy, go ahead with your shout-outs for your company, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, guys, get to my website, TroyWins.com. We hit a 35-unit yesterday. We've got 3 of those on the card today. You get them free. TroyWins.com. Fill out the free pick link, and we'll get you a free pick. No questions asked.
No questions asked, Troy. West from TroyWins.com. He's got a 35-unit play, guys. That's what we're trying to do for you. So much grease on the line. I'm telling you, when you hear that static, that's just because we're cooking live and telling you where the cash is at. D Sports Ledger, Daniel Cameron. Where can they find your picks today, buddy? Then we'll take this short commercial break. Go ahead.
Yeah, at D Sports Ledger anywhere. YouTube, Daniel Sports Ledger for the podcast.
That's right, representing for the millennials and Generation Z. When I come back from this short commercial break, more grease, all money, all sports, no bull. Let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express, giving you that grease. Basketball season is heating up, so stay in the game with Fubo TV. Get the NBA, NCAA, FIBA, and more. Get 7 days free at VegasScoreboardExpress.com. Don't get cabled. Get Fubo TV.
As a 3-time international award-winning restaurant, Joe's New York Pizza uses only the freshest and best available ingredients. From giant slices of hand-tossed pie to calzone, strombolis, fingers, and wings, Joe's serves all your favorites. Stop in for a slice at one of their 2 Las Vegas locations at Paradise and Harmon or South Las Vegas Boulevard, or you can check out their menu at joesnewyorkpizzalv.com.
Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
Yo. You're in the mix. World's finest, man.
You are rocking with the hottest. Put your hands up for the boss. The Mix Master is live. Get ready.
You're listening to the boss of the big boss. JB the Tech. Vegas Sporting Express. Giving you that green.
Back at you live, waking you up, 107.1 FM, AM 1400, KSHP, VSX Digital Sports Networks. I'm your host and boss of the big board, JB the Ticket, live here in Las Vegas, waking you up each and every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Got him on the line with me, Troy West, and Daniel Cameron. Troy West from TroyWins.com and Daniel Cameron from D Sports Ledger. 2 of the top basketball handicappers in the nation. Jumping back into the grease today, guys. This is a game that used to mean a lot. Kids would sleep outside talking about it. Rotation number 751, number 7 Duke Blue Devils going up against the number 3 UNC Tar Heels. This is a big game. A lot of people have been talking about it over the last couple of weeks. Troy West, going to throw this one at you. You've got Carolina at home today. They're number 3 in the country. They're back at it, okay? Duke at number 7. 16-4 for Duke, 17-4 for Carolina. Carolina, another one of those 9-0 teams at home, -4.5. But the Duke Blue Devils, always a dog that is barking when they're heading down Tobacco Road. 16-4, like I said before, 4-2 on the road. I like Duke today. They're playing hard. They've got something to play for. Again, seeding in the ACC tournament, which is coming up. You always can use a win in the ACC. So let's talk about it a little bit. Duke right now at +4.5. Okay, again, rotation number 751, the Duke Blue Devils, rotation number 751. You talk about a team like Duke. They've changed head coaches. Mike Krzyzewski is gone. You got Hubert Davis, I think, still kicking around over at Carolina. So I'm really not leaning too much towards coaching, but you've got Duke on the money line today at +163. From a pride perspective, talking about the players, going to you, Troy West, you think Duke has what it takes today to move up in the rankings, have a statement win against a number 3 North Carolina team that has done a lot better than many people have expected? Go ahead.
Yeah, my initial lean is actually on this over, JB, at 152.5. Anytime these two teams meet, it's a shootout. It's run and gun basketball. They love to put on a show. I got to side with the whole team here. This North Carolina team, they've got more veterans on the team. They've got the veteran coach. You mentioned it. Duke's got the rookie coach. They're young. This is a tough place to play. The Dean Smith Center is going to be rocking. 4.5, not enough points today. I think North Carolina wins this game. I think it's going to be a shootout, though. 85-78 is my prediction. Give me the Tar Heels.
He's liking the Tar Heels today, and again, that price is a little bit low. Going over to you, Daniel Cameron. The Duke Blue Devils, rookie head coach, but they're playing with fire at 16-4, trying to get back to the pre-Zion era. This Tobacco Road matchup, again, you can watch it live on our friends at Fubo TV. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. 15% off, 7 days free, no installation hassle. Turn the game on in less than 90 seconds. And again, 2 top 10 teams. Troy likes the over in this one. Do you think defense could be a factor? Go ahead, Daniel.
Hey, well, you know what? I'm 100% with Troy on this one. I like the over. It feels a little high, but I like the over as well. So I'm 100% with Troy.
Now, you're going back to it. Duke shot 54 or 55% against Virginia Tech. And again, shout out to my main man, Lee Ernstein. You got me slipped up on that one, man. I told you that Duke would be a little bit better than they normally are, okay? And Duke was playing some good basketball in that game. Virginia Tech hung around a little bit, but I like the Duke Blue Devils today on the road, okay? If you don't like a money line, I think the points are going to be there for them, okay? You talk about a team right now, 4.5, okay? It's the Duke Blue Devils. If you're not too safe, buy them up to a full 5, full 6. I think that total of 152 is in play. You're talking about two teams that can really get it up there, 70, 75, 76. Again, Troy, going back to you, from the defensive perspective, again, you look at what North Carolina's been able to do in holding teams to low scoring at their place, okay? Talking about that Dean Smith Center. When you go into the Dean Smith Center, Duke guard Jeremy Roach, he's trying to come back in. He's a great shooter. That three-point shooting is the key now in basketball, not so much of the slash, dash, and dunk, but they're getting a shooter back. Do you want to maybe sprinkle a little bit on that spread side with Duke just to give yourself a cover if you want to go with Carolina money line? Double-sided bet. Go ahead. Troy, where'd you go?
So I thought you were talking to Cameron on this one.
No. I was talking to you. We got a lot of grease on the board. When you guys hear the static and the, I'm like, yeah, we know the other hosts don't bring that, but they're not bringing the grease like I'm bringing, and they don't have this big of a voice as me. I'm not a whisperer talking, but go ahead. We were talking about it from the defensive side of the ball. Again, Coach Shire for Duke is coming in, looking to score a lot of points, but Carolina playing that old basketball. Hubert Davis, again, one of those alumni from Dean Smith. You got to go into it from that perspective. You guys like the over. So from that perspective, do you think that Duke, playing as close as they have, if you like the over, can get inside of that spread? 4.5, maybe buying it up to a 6.5. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's going to be a close ball game. I just think in the end, the more seasoned team, they're at home. That's what's really swaying me on this one, JB. This is a young Duke team. Like you said, Shire, not used to these type of environments. And this is just, when these two rivals meet up with each other, I'm telling you, it's fireworks. These two teams are going to score a lot of points. I think the foul game could get Duke towards the end. If they're down 3 or 4 points late, the foul game could come into play. That's why I think North Carolina actually covers that number at 4.5. I think they win this thing by 5+.
He's telling you that Carolina is the team to beat. Let's move down to another play that we have been talking about today. The Gonzaga Bulldogs. These guys are back at it. -4.5. Again, shout out my main man Lee Ernstein, putting a lot of these picks together for me. Appreciate it. You guys get over to VSXDigitalSportsNetwork.com. Pick up some advertising, people. Still got a few packages left for the big game here at Allegiant. As you guys all know, the Super Bowl is here in town. Kansas City versus the San Francisco 49ers. But we're talking some college basketball this morning. Going into that Gonzaga game, again, this one is an afternoon game. Rotation number 816. The Gonzaga Bulldogs, again, going up against the St. Mary's Ball Club, +4.5, -4.5 for Gonzaga. But St. Mary's, some people are saying they're a little bit better team here. Okay, at 17-6, you got Gonzaga coming in at 16-5, 10-1, but St. Mary's, the dog that's barking, coming in at 5-0 on the road. Throwing this one to you, Daniel Cameron. When you look at what the St. Mary's team is able to do, again, a high level of wins, not ranked, going up against Gonzaga, shockingly not ranked. I'm not knowing what's going on with Gonzaga. And one thing that worries me about Gonzaga is they were one of the few teams in this new era which were able to produce star names, guys like Chet Holmgren, Julian Strawther, Vegas local. You had guys you could count on and kind of know who was going to be a player for them. A couple of years back, a guy named Rui Hachimura. He's kicking around somewhere in the NBA. But now seeing them not in the top 25. Getting that much chalk against a team that is scratching at the top 25. Talking about St. Mary's. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough one. I feel like Gonzaga's record is inflated. I feel like this isn't one of their better years. And if there is a team that plays that good, it is always St. Mary's. But having said all that, I'm going to take Gonzaga -4.5.
Oh, man, you're taking Gonzaga -4.5, going over to you, Troy West. I'm telling you, this is a dog that's barking on the road. Got to go with the dog here, man. St. Mary's is playing some strong basketball. They don't have turnover issues. You know that Gonzaga, again, not ranked, and one of the reasons with that are their issues with turnovers. Talking about covering the spread, only 5-5 in their last 10, and Gonzaga's got some trouble. Losing record on the spread, 9-11. Troy West, go ahead. Is this a dog you think is barking with the St. Mary's Gales coming in today at plus 4.5. If you want to go from the money line perspective, you can pick up about 140 to 160. Go ahead.
Yeah, JB, this is a team I obviously follow closely. They're out here in Spokane, Washington. And yes, this is a down year from Gonzaga, but they've played a brutal schedule. They've played UConn. They've played Tennessee. They've played a gauntlet of a schedule. They got a get-right game last week against Loyola Marymount, winning that game by 30. They're ready for St. Mary's. This is a rival game. They're at home in the Dog Pound. This is probably the toughest place to play in college basketball. It is going to be rocking there tonight, JB. That's why they're favored in this game. And I like Gonzaga to take care of business. They always take care of business in these big games at home. Give me Gonzaga in a shootout. I think it's going to be an 85-78. Give me Gonzaga.
He's telling you the game might go over. And that's Grease waking you back up here at KSHP 107.1 FM, AM 1400. Want to give a shout out again all my guys over at the VSX Digital Sports Network. Mark Hayes, station director here at KSHP, locking and loading with us each week. Ralph Sirocco, Ray's Day. We occupy the number 2 and number 4 spots on FeedSpot, top Las Vegas podcast and radio show. So again, KSHP, top of the charts, nobody better with the sports. So when we get back from this short commercial break, more college basketball, guys. We're going to be getting you locked and loaded. Get over to our friends at BetUS.com. Saw Michael Vick on the page today. A couple months back, we had Marcellus Wiley. Maybe they'll call your boy JB the Ticket, but we got to wake you up early in the morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. every single Saturday and Sunday. Now we're moving out of football into the round ball. So keep it locked here with me. I got nothing but the grease. Let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas scoreboard.
It's time to wake up and win the weekend.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket, giving you that grease.
Join me every Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time for the live action on Vegas Scoreboard Express on KSHP 107.1 FM and AM 1400. Dive into the game day with my in-depth analysis, expert predictions, and winning plays from the sharpest minds in sports betting. It's more than just placing bets. It's about securing wins. Head over to jbtheticket.com and be sure to tune in to KSHP this weekend from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time to ride the winning wave with VSX. Tune in and get your money back from the sports book. All money, all sports, no bull.
Missed the live show? Subscribe to Vegas Scoreboard Express on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, and wherever you enjoy your favorite podcast and radio listening.
Yo. You're in the mix. World's finest, man.
Back at you live, JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express. That's right. The weekend is here. College basketball going to be jumping into some more matchups. This one taking it down south to the SEC. Got him on the line with me, my main man, Troy West from TroyWins.com and Daniel Cameron from D Sports Ledger. Back at you live, guys. Rotation number 797. Going to the SEC here, number 5, Tennessee at number 10, Kentucky. Rotation number 798. This one is almost a pick 'em. The spread is half a point. It's nothing but the hook. Talking about the records here for Tennessee. Rotation number 797, the number 5 team in the AP top 25, 15-5, going up against Kentucky. Same exact record, 15-5. Kentucky 11-2 at home, and Tennessee 3-2 on the road. Troy, this is another one of the top 25 matchups that we've had circled over the past week because of the exact same record. No dog in this play. Okay, who is going to win it? It's a total of 160, 159, and the hook. They're trying to hook you and make you lose. They're trying to hook you over at the book. But we're going to be dropping the grease right here and telling you how to break this game down. One of the more interesting lines that I've seen today, this one started off with UK talking about those Kentucky Wildcats at plus 1.5. Now it's lost a full 100 basis points. Troy West, what's going on down in the SEC? Talk to me.
In your face.
Yeah, Kentucky's just been inconsistent. Just 3-3 over their last 6. They lost the home game just a couple days ago to Florida, 94-91. They lost that game at the buzzer. Kentucky's just not right now, and that's why I like Tennessee to go in there and pull it off. I just think Tennessee, they're playing better basketball at the right time. Calipari's got to get this team going. They're just not right. 3-3 over their last 6, and they've got some bad losses. They've got a loss to Texas A&M. They've got a loss to South Carolina by 17, and then they got the loss earlier this week to Florida, 94-91. To give up 94 points at home, boy, Tennessee's going to come in hungry. Give me the Volunteers to go in and stun Kentucky yet again.
He's telling you Kentucky is on the slide down, not getting the Cats up to be so wild, talking about those Volunteers. The Dogs are coming in. This is one of those teams where you can actually buy this because it's so close to zero either way. Talking about getting value, I was looking over at a couple of apps. If you like Tennessee right now, they're favored -0.5. Why not take them up to -3 and put more cash in your pocket? Throwing this one over to you, Daniel Cameron. Do you like the Tennessee Volunteers on the road today? Should be in a dog position because the way the line is coming down, but Tennessee, again, getting good value at -0.5 point. Do you want to buy them down to say maybe a -3? And talking about the number scale here, you buy up positive side, you buy down negative side. Go ahead. And negative is the winning spread. You don't like that one?
No, I mean, I think Vegas is baiting people into taking Tennessee. Kentucky's 3rd in the nation in scoring. They're 6th in the nation in three-point percentage. They're at home. They're going to get right in this game. And, yeah, I mean, I think they win by like 6 to 8 points.
So you want to take Kentucky all the way up to a 6 to 8 point, talking about teasing these guys up?
No, I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying I think they cover.
You think they cover? Well, covering a half a point, you got to win by 1, lose by none, man. You got to win by 1, lose by none. If Kentucky is at a half, I'm going to tell the fans out there, let me give you some old math teacher grease right here. Take Kentucky, if you like them in the dog, up to a +3. That should be able to put some cash in your pocket. Let's talk about another game today on the line here, going to the hometown. Rotation number 775 coming back out to the Mountain West. The Wyoming Cowboys +9.5 road dogs at a UNLV team that, sad to say, this year they've been teetering around 500. Haven't heard a lot about them. Reached out, didn't get a call back, so we're going to talk about it today and wake your butt up. Rotation number 776, the UNLV Running Rebels -9.5. Troy West, I'm going to throw this one at you. You're down here in Vegas all the time talking about new head coach Kruger. He's a junior. His pops coached out here a while back, coached over at Illinois. You're talking about these teams here. UNLV, the basketball team, hasn't been as good as we would expect. It had some recruiting issues, but -9.5. That's a lot of chalk for UNLV team that's 11-9, 7-3 at home, going up against a Wyoming team, shockingly, that are 12-9, but 1-7 on the road. This one is kind of one of those 2 turds in the bucket, see which goes down first type of bets here. And I'm telling you right now, if UNLV can't get a win against a 1-7 road team today, maybe they get inside of that spread. Talking about the Wyoming Cowboys. Troy West, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, UNLV's been one of the hardest teams to cap all year, JB. I'll be honest, I had them a couple weeks ago, and they lost 90-58 at home to Air Force. Yes, 90-58 at home with Air Force. Then they bounced back their last 2 games. They get a double-digit win at San Jose State, and they get a 9-point win against Fresno earlier this week. This is a lot of points. I think Wyoming goes in and covers this game. I'm not going to call for the outright win, but I would sprinkle a little bit on the dog Wyoming. UNLV is just way too inconsistent to be laying that kind of chalk. Give me Wyoming in a close game. Give me Wyoming a little sprinkle on the money line. UNLV is not worthy to be favored by this many points.
That's what I'm saying. You guys losing by 50. You pick up 2 9-point wins, and the handicappers trying to lure you in. Daniel Cameron was telling you that the last game was a sucker bet. I'm thinking this one is the sucker bet. Do you want to buy UNLV down if you're one of those alumni bettors? But Troy West, we're telling you right now, take that dog. 9.5 is a feast. And when you talk about that Air Force team that came in here, these guys are going to the service. Should not be destroying potential NBA players. If you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Cameron, go ahead. Rotation number 775. The Wyoming Cowboys are coming out here to Las Vegas today. Rotation number 776 in the Mountain West. -9.5 for UNLV. The Cowboys +9.5. I'm pulling up that money line here again. We got about 155 college basketball games again today. Every conference. I think they're sneaking in a few high school teams, but go ahead.
Yeah, I like Wyoming plus the 9.5. I just said that Kentucky is 6th in the nation in 3-point percentage. 7th in the nation in 3-point percentage is Wyoming. And also, they have a huge point guard advantage in this game. So I definitely like Wyoming plus the 9.5. I would not be surprised to see him win outright.
Talking about
so definitely take the 9.5.
Taking the 9.5, the dog plus 375. You know we love dogs that are barking. This one is alive. Again, telling you this is our dog play of the day. Got to go against the home road team. Should have called me back. Rotation number 775. The Wyoming Cowboys are going to come in here and put that cash in your pocket. Take them plus 9.5 in the points. And like we were telling you, if you're not scared, go a money line. Plus 375. Moving into another game that we had here on the list. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. And this is another top 25 game that really has thrown me for the loop, okay? And we're talking about it. This game is going to be tomorrow, and I wanted to touch on it a little bit today. Shout out to my friends over at Purdue Online. Thank you. Thank you so much for hooking me up. Got that law degree coming, guys. You guys already know. Dog is barking. Get ready to lose all your cases out here in your kangaroo courts. But we're talking about it. They're playing Purdue tomorrow. There's no line on it. We know the line makers are sleeping in college basketball, doing it day by day. But I think this one, Wisconsin, is going to be playing Purdue tomorrow. Troy West, I'll throw this one at you. You know we like to work our own early lines. Purdue at home. These guys are really playing some good basketball. Number 2 in the nation, leading the Big Ten. Do you think that they may slip up tomorrow at Wisconsin? Go ahead.
Well, that place is going to be rocking. You know, home court advantage has been huge this year in college basketball. JB, I'm going to give the listeners out there a little treat, though. Purdue is my favorite team right now to win the whole deal. You can get them plus 850 to win the whole championship. I like Purdue to do it. They're led by Zach Edey. He's the best center in the country by a landslide. You know, this guy is just an absolute machine in the paint, JB. Tomorrow's going to be a dogfight. I expect Wisconsin to actually open up as maybe a 1 or 2 point favorite just because they're that good at home. But it's going to be a great ball game. I like Purdue. They show up in these big games, JB. They're 20-2 on the year. They've got big wins across the board. They've beaten Arizona. They beat Xavier. They've beaten Gonzaga. They've beaten Tennessee. They've beaten Marquette. The list goes on and on and on and on. They've beaten Alabama. Give me Purdue tomorrow, whatever that line is, and give me Purdue to win the whole thing, JB.
We're telling you we're going to give you Purdue to win the whole thing. That's the type of early grease we give here on Vegas Scoreboard Express. Guys, got about 15 minutes left in the show, so we're going to come back and do a little bit of college basketball talk, jump a little bit around the sports today, go over our best plays of the day. You guys can follow me over on Instagram at JBTheTicket. Go to my website, jbtheticket.com. Support our handicappers, Troy West at TroyWins.com. Daniel Sports Ledger, you got to follow him on Instagram at DSportsLedger. So again, guys, when I get back from the short commercial break, you stay on the line with me. More college basketball, top 25 dog plays of the day. We're getting money.
You're listening to the boss of the big four, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Give you that grease.
Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
You are rocking with the hottest. Put your hands up for the boss. The Mix Master is live. Get ready.
You're tuned into the BSX Digital Sports Network. You're listening to the boss of the big boy, JB the Ticket. Give you that grease.
Man, I got a lot of grease going on this morning in the board. You guys You know, I'm in here doing a little bit of remixing, a little bit of scratching, waking you up. JB the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express, live here on KSHP, AM 1400, 107.1 FM, each and every Saturday and Sunday, giving you the grease for your sports betting plays of the weekend. Again, shout out to my friends over at Good Pods. You can follow the show on Good Pods, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, you name it. I'm everywhere, locked and loaded. Let's jump into another big game today. I got my guys Troy West from TroyWins.com on the line with me, Daniel Cameron from D Sports Ledger, talking about the number one team in the country. Somehow they're the number one team in the country, but nobody's talking about them. The UConn Huskies on the road today at St. John's. Let's talk about this one a little bit, because this is a team, like I mentioned last week, nobody's talking about the UConn Huskies. I have no idea why. And Troy West, we're going to have you help us figure out what's going on with this, because the Huskies are playing some good basketball. And when you talk about it from the perspective of St. John's, again, they're bringing back the old head coach. You know who he is, man. I can't even think of his name right now, but you know, Rick Pitino. There you go. They let him back into college basketball today. This is a 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. This is the one that you can get right after the show goes off the air. Rotation number 607, the Connecticut Huskies going to Queens to take on the St. John's Johnny's Red Storm. They've changed their name so many times, but they haven't changed those losing ways. And being that St. John's was my big-time team back in the day, you know, the Mike Jarvis era. That's when we were rocking with St. John's. Ron Artest. Oh, man, Grease all day. Talking about this total here, 145.5. Troy West throwing this one at you. St. John's plus 4.5 today as a dog. Does UConn come in and roll them, or does John Calipari, not Calipari, Pitino? I get all these guys mixed up, man. They've been jumping around, but we talk about it from that perspective. St. John's trying to get out of the cellar here. They're 12-8 in the Big East, but they're 8-2 at home. And UConn talking about a team right now that is only 3-2 on the road. 4.5. Is that enough points for St. John's? Rotation number 608 with Connecticut coming to town. Rotation number 607 only being priced as 5-point favorites. Can St. John's get inside of that spread? Maybe not get you the money line, but can they get inside of that spread? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they can. I think there's a reason they're trying to bait you on this line all day. UConn's been tough, JB, and they're the defending champs. So, yeah, like you said, how are people not giving these guys credit? This is a well-coached basketball team. They're outstanding inside the paint. They're outstanding outside. But St. John's, that place is going to be rocking. We've talked about these home dogs all day long. Give me St. John's. The public is all over UConn today, JB, and you know what happens when that happens. Vegas always wins. Give me St. John's plus the points. I think St. John's will pull the upset.
He's telling
Remember,
you,
this thing
yes.
tips off in about 15 minutes, though, JB, so get to the window now.
You guys got to hustle up over there to the window. Again, our friends at BetUS.com. If you can't make it to the book, or you're offshore or in a legal jurisdiction, be sure to sign up. Use offer code VSX125 to give you some grease on that. And if you need some gambling help, scroll down to the website, bottom of JBTheTicket.com. Click that link and those folks will be able to help you out. Throwing this one over to you, Daniel Cameron. When you talk about the number one team in the country, the Connecticut Huskies, rocking and rolling, maintaining their championship dominance, but the big sports media has fallen asleep, haven't been visiting stores the way that they should have, and they're coming down to 95 today. Again, rotation number 607, the Connecticut Huskies going up against the St. John Johnny's Red Storm, whatever you want to call them. Rotation number 608 plus 4.5. To you, Daniel, do you think this dog is barking? Go ahead.
It feels wild to say, but I'm taking the under in this game. I don't know that I would bet the game. St. John's could get in that spread, but I would feel more comfortable taking the under.
Yes, the total today, 145.5. You're talking about a team today, though, 8-2 at home. They've got 8 of the 12 wins at home, only 2 of the losses at home, and Connecticut 3-2 on the road. Talking about that dog barking, me and Troy West concur. We like St. John's today in the points. If you're scared, buy them up. Give yourself a cushion. Buy them up to +7, +8. I think that UConn is going to come in, use this as a tune-up. They're going to play well. But if St. John's happens to get inside of that spread early, say jump out to a quick 15-2 run or something like that, it's going to be hard for Connecticut to overcome that. Moving into some more top 25 college basketball. Again, today you can watch these games live on a Fubo TV. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Hooking you guys up with 15% off and 7 days absolutely free. Let's talk about them. The Marquette Eagles staying in the Big East. These guys are taking on Georgetown today. Again, Marquette coming into the college basketball world. The Big East tournament is going to be locked and loaded. Looking for these guys today. Rotation number 643, the number 9 team in the nation. Marquette Golden Eagles going out to Georgetown. Rotation number 644. Now, Georgetown, a huge dog at home, liking home dogs today, plus 11.5, 8-12, 7-6 at home. But Marquette, 16-5 overall record, 4-3 on the road. How are they the number 9 team in the country? Man, college basketball is all over the place. And again, you guys watch it over on Fubo TV, but staying in the Big East, you got the number 9 team in the nation going up against an unranked under 500 team with an 11.5 spread. And we've seen wilder things happen in this college basketball season. Troy West throwing this one at you. Got about 10 minutes left in the show. Do you think the Hoyas can get inside of that plus 11.5? Is this a gift, or are they just that bad that these guys are going to get beat by 30, 40 points? Go ahead. In a regular season Big East game. Go ahead.
I'm going with Marquette. They're well coached. We know the coach well. Shaka's smart. They'll be ready to go. You know, this is one of those games, JB, you just wonder if Marquette's going to get up for the game, right? There's very few games in the Big East that you can, you know, take advantage of. And this is one of those games. Georgetown's just not a good basketball team this year. They're rebuilding after firing Coach Patrick Ewing. Marquette's a good team. They can score points in bunches. I like Marquette. It's going to be close around that spread. But give me Marquette 80-65. They cover the 11.5.
He likes Marquette to cover that 11.5. Telling you Georgetown is a small dog. Let's move into the Big Ten today. 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Again, a rotation number 725. The Maryland Terrapins should have stayed in the ACC, boys. Looking terrible out there. They're turtle walking in college basketball. 13-8, 3-4 on the road. Plus 7.5 dogs going out to Michigan State, who don't look much better. I think Tom Izzo is on his way out. 13-8, unranked Michigan State. 7.5 point favorites. 11-2 at home. Troy, we got about 8 minutes left. Let's talk about the Big Ten. It has been a year where the Big Ten has been dominating with Purdue, but the rest of the conference, woo! A lot of losses in the Big Ten, and you talk about Purdue being able to get to the national championship. I'm throwing this one at you today. Michigan State only 13-8, 11-2 at home. You got Maryland coming in, exact same record, plus 7.5. Maryland is 3-4 on the road. Not too bad. A game under 500, but I think that this is a parity game. And if you look at it from the betting perspective, what does Michigan State have to play for? Absolutely nothing at this point in the season. You're 13-8. Get him out of here. And you're playing a team 13-8. Why not go with the dog? 62% of the money is on Maryland today. If you look at the book betting, go ahead, Troy West.
Yeah, I mean, the Big Ten, you've only got 3 teams ranked, but, you know, both these teams, just with the reputation alone, I mean, Tom Izzo, you know damn well people want Tom Izzo and the Spartans in the tournament. At 13-8, they've got to find some ways to get some W's, but even if they're on the fence, they're going to give the nod. So Michigan State's still got a lot to play for. And this is a battle of bad basketball teams, like you said, JB, but they are still both battling for a tournament berth. So I'm going with Maryland. It's a lot of points on the road. I get it. I buy this thing up to 8.5 and go with the Terrapins just because Michigan State has not been the same Michigan State that we're used to seeing. You got to remember, this was a team that was preseason ranked number 4, JB, so they've got the talent. They can still make the tournament. I think it's a close ball game. I'll take 7.5, 8.5 points all day on it.
He's telling you take the points with the turtle. When I come back from this short commercial break, guys, we're going to lock and load and get out of here. Man, we've had a good show this morning. Thank you so much for coming on. You guys have been listening with me here. KSHP AM 1400. Give a shout out to my main man, Dr. David Schoonover, thelighthouseSessions.com. Be sure to check him out. We're going to be bringing him back on VSX Digital Sports Network in the next couple of weeks, talking some sports betting and coaching mindset. Going to let the coaches get some grease here on the show. Again, guys, give a quick shout out. Troy West, throw this one at you. And then Daniel Cameron, quick shout out. I'll take a short commercial break. We'll come back with our best college basketball plays of the day on the recap and then get to the book and get the money. Troy West, go ahead.
Yeah, get to our website, troywins.com. JB, we also have an entire props division, twpropbets.com. We specialize in prize picks. Our guy over there is hitting over 70% on prize picks. So get over there. You can follow that on Instagram, TW Props on Instagram as well. So make sure you're checking that out as well, JB. We cover it all, and it's only $25 a week.
That's only $25 a week, guys. You guys got to get over and help out my man, Troy West. JBTheTicket.com. We're going to be having some grease on there for you. Daniel Cameron, D Sports Ledger. Quick shout out. Take a short commercial break. We'll come back and give our best plays of the day. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, yeah. Daniel Sports Ledger, anywhere you find your podcast at, and then D Sports Ledger on any of the social media.
That's right. D Sports Ledger representing for the millennials, Generation Z. When I come back from this short commercial break, best plays of the day, people. Grab your bankroll, grab your pen and pad. We're giving you the rotation numbers. We're giving you the sides, giving you the dogs that are barking. Let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JP the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express, giving you that grease.
The National Atomic Testing Museum is a national science, history, and educational institution that tells the story of America's nuclear weapons testing program at the Nevada test site. Located at 755 East Flamingo Road, just east of Paradise, the museum offers immersive, interactive experts for guests of all ages. The museum is Smithsonian certified and open 7 days a week. For more information, visit nationalatomictestingmuseum.org. That's nationalatomictestingmuseum.org.
In times of war and peace, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. We salute those who have given their lives for our country. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten.
This salute is courtesy of Mac and Grill Cheese Factory, serving our area with quality and pride. For a fantastic meal, stop by 1331 West Warm Springs Road in Henderson, or call them at 725-214-4140. That's 725-214-4140. Mac and Grill Cheese Factory, on the air reminding everyone that we live in the land of the free thanks to our brave.
You're tuned into the BSX Digital Sports Network.
JP the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express, back at you live. My main man, Troy West from TroyWins.com. Daniel Cameron, D Sports Ledger. You can check him out on the gram at D Sports Ledger. Guys, jumping into it. Got about 3 minutes left, giving our best plays of the day. College basketball, rotation number 751. The number 7 Duke Blue Devils going to Carolina. Number 3, the UNC Tar Heels, -4.5. Let's talk about it. I like the Duke Blue Devils to be a dog on the road. I think Coach Shire is going to remember his days playing over in the Dean Smith Center, trying to put cash in your pocket. Troy West, what say ye?
I'm doing this for you, JB. I'm giving you a dog. I love this dog. We didn't talk about it today. Give me West Virginia. They're a 7.5-point dog. Get this baby up to 8.5. They're 8.5-point dog at home against BYU. Bob Huggins loves being a home dog. They beat Kansas at home just last week. Give me West Virginia plus the points at home against BYU.
West Virginia plus the points at home, BYU. Troy West, thank you so much for coming on the big board today. Got my main man, Daniel Cameron from D Sports Ledger here. What's your best play of the day? Go ahead.
Well, you know I like them little schools, so today I'm going with St. Louis -1.5.
Hold on, you got to say that again, man. You got one of those phones that, you got one of those phones you can't hear, but go ahead.
My bad. So, I like the little schools, so I'm going with St. Louis -1.5 today.
St. Louis -1.5. He likes a favorite. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Vegas Scoreboard Express. We'll be back tomorrow. Shout out my main man, Gabe Jackson. Hopefully he can make it in. Robert Morris University alumni, former Euro star over in FIBA. We're going to be breaking off some NBA tomorrow. That's right, starting off with the league. You guys know I still watch the league a little bit, and I used to hoop. So, again, Troy West, thank you so much for coming on. Daniel Cameron, thank you so much for coming on the show. And we're going to say it all at one time, people. We're going to say get the money because that's what they need to do here in Vegas. If you're listening, follow the show on Instagram at JB The Ticket. Go to my website, jbtheticket.com. I got a free pick on there for you. So all at once, guys. 1, 2, 3. Let's get the money.
Let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JP the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express, giving you that